I heard the gunshots, so I ran towards where the Congresswoman was. She had a shot to the head.
I can do something to help, because I'm trying to get to the heart of, because we talk to a lot of heroes all the time here on Prime News, and I try to get to the core of what is it inside people like you that's different than other people who step up in a time like this. What was it that made you think, hey, I run in there, I'm going to be able to help somebody?
I knew some basic triage and some basic first aid, and I knew if there was anything that I could do to help, I needed to do it, whether or not it was still happening. I wanted to make sure that I could lend any assistance until someone better trained could come in.
It's unbelievable. You know, you make it sound so easy, Dan. You make it sound like it's, oh, this is just what you do. I mean, there are gunshots going off. You're going into harm's way. You're saving lives. It's unbelievable, Daniel. Here's what I want to ask you tonight, though. We're learning more information. I'm sure you've seen that mugshot of the defendant, suspect.
I actually haven't had a chance to. I've been trying to make sure that I'm focusing on the positive, trying to make sure that we send thoughts and prayers to those who have been injured. So I haven't been being kept abreast of what's going on in terms of the suspect.
Okay. I had a whole few questions I was going to ask you, but it's irrelevant. I like the way you're thinking here, Daniel, keeping it positive. What have you heard the latest about the Congresswoman? How is she doing today?
She's still in critical but stable condition from what I've heard. The only information that I've been given is the same information that's been given out at the pressers by Dr. Ree and the other staff at UMC. But from what I understand, she's now breathing on her own and responding to simple commands by using her hands, which is good news.
It is fantastic news, Daniel. And again, I admire you. You don't know how much. The composure you have at such a young age, and they're telling me, what are you, 20 years old?
Yep, I'm turning 21 in 11 days now.
Unbelievable, unbelievable stuff. Let's bring in John Fox. He's the organizer and founder of Phoenix Motorcycle Rider Group. And John, I'm bringing you in because this group, and we know who, I don't even want to say their name, okay? So let's not even mention their name. It's the group that goes around and protests at the funerals of fallen soldiers. Now they've decided to bring their message of hate to the funeral of this beautiful 9-year-old girl who tragically lost her life. What are you guys going to be able to do to help protect that family and shield them from this message of hate that's going to be there?
Well, as Daniel just said, this is not a time for hatred. Hatred's it's a waste of energy, and to bring that into this grieving family while they're mourning the loss of their loved ones is just it's reprehensible is what it is. So our hope is that by providing a wall of humanity, as it's called, the Patriot Guard Riders do this for fallen soldiers. By providing this wall of humanity, we'll be able to give those grieving a place to be with their loved ones and to share their grief and emotions with each other without being interfered with by these selfish people who want to turn this event into their own political agenda. It's reprehensible is what it is.
And you've been through this many times. Have you had, what's it like for the families? I'm trying to imagine what it's like. It's one of the worst days of their lives. They're trying to have some form of closure and to say goodbye to their dear loved ones, and these other people just come in uninvited, bringing all the hatred. How difficult, from what you've seen, is it for these families to cope with that?
I have not been involved with this type of activity before myself. We had some bikers unfortunately killed a year ago in a tragic motorcycle crash, and I can tell you just from that event where multiple people were killed in just a traumatic event that is beyond belief, that just that by itself is very, very hard on families, and those that survive are still having to deal with that drama over a year ago. To put these folks in a situation where they're piling more and more stress on them, I feel for the family. I just cannot understand how they can.
I don't know where it comes from. I don't know where it comes from in human nature. John, here's the good news, though. The Arizona is working to pass legislation today to create this buffer zone of 300 feet away.
I read that, yeah.
And that's going to be passed, so that's good news there.
That's great.
I'm glad, Daniel, you and John are keeping things positive. And again, our thoughts are out to all the families out there. Thanks so much, John. Daniel Hernandez, Jr., 20 years old, folks. Unbelievable stuff. Coming up next on Prime News.